What up, it's Red, and today I'm going to suggest a few things that I think could make Call of Duty Ghosts a more fast-paced game. Because if you ask anybody who plays it, they're going to tell you that the biggest problem is that it's very hard to find people, nobody moves, something along that line. Now normally I would be showing CoD Ghosts gameplay when I'm talking about Ghosts, but to make a long story short, all the gameplay that was not saved on my external hard drive got erased, which happens to be all my CoD Ghosts gameplay. So yeah, you're going to be watching some Modern Warfare 3. I hope that's great. I hope you like watching Modern Warfare 3 because I'm sure you don't see a lot of Modern Warfare 3 anymore because most people are either uploading Ghosts or some other game. So I thought I'd change it up a little bit. What could make CoD Ghosts a more fast-paced game? Removing the IEDs. Not nerfing them, removing them. I do not think that there needs to be triggered explosive devices in CoD. It promotes camping way too much, and it just encourages people to barricade themselves into a room with IEDs covering their back, or in previous games, claymores and Bettys. So the IEDs are just one thing contributing to a slow game. The next thing I'd like to cover is off the grid, always keeping you off the grid. Treyarch got it right with the Ghost perk in Black Ops 2. It only works while you're moving. If you want to sit somewhere and not move, you're going to be showing up on the radar. So you can camp, but we're going to know where you are. You're not going to catch us by surprise. Another thing that off the grid protects you from is motion sensors. Now, I'd kind of like to take the motion sensor part of off the grid because off the grid does not need to be any more powerful than off the radar while moving. That's all it should be. For 3 points, you get off the radar while moving. That is a powerful perk, and it's worth 3 points right there. You don't need to add anything else to it. So we're going to remove the motion sensor part, and I'm going to put that motion sensor part on TAC Mask. The tactical resistance perk should be 1 point, and it should protect you from everything it does now, plus the motion sensor. I think that would make the perk a little bit more useful, but for 2 points right now, without the motion sensor, it's not a very good perk. So the next thing that could make CoD Ghosts a more fast-paced game is nerfing Amplify a lot. Now, should dead silence make your footsteps completely silent even when someone has Amplify? Personally, I don't think so. Some people will disagree with me, but I think you should just be able to hear people with dead silence just a little bit if you have Amplify. Not very much, but just a tiny bit, so they're barely noticeable. You have to really listen. Dead silence should be a good rusher's perk. It should help people get around the map without people being able to hear them, but it shouldn't make you unstoppable. That's what I have to say about Amplify. An idea I've had for a while now is across the board on all game types, when you look at the scoreboard, somewhere on there it should say distance traveled. Now this wouldn't exactly affect your score, but it would be kind of cool to see like how far people traveled. Like if they got a really good score, did they camp to get that good score? Or did they run around a lot? And on a side note, I think the scoreboard should be a little bit bigger. Like if you play like Search and Destroy, it only shows your plants. Like if you get a defuse, nothing happens on the scoreboard except your score goes up just a little bit. I realize they're trying to make smaller scoreboards, but make them a little bit bigger. Show us everything. Show us how many tags we've collected from our team and how many tags we've collected from the enemies. The very last and most important thing that I want to say that could make Call of Duty Ghosts a more fast-paced game is shrinking down the maps a little bit to fit a 6v6 match, a 4v4 match. Playing on Stonehaven on Ground War might be alright, but 6v6 and 4v4 need to be shrunk a little bit. So what you're seeing on the screen is the map Stonehaven, one of the biggest maps in the game by far. You'll see I drew a little red bubble right there. I'd like them to delete that part of the map for 6v6 game types. Do you remember playing wager matches in Black Ops 1 and how they shrunk the map to fit a 6-man free-for-all? They cut off a lot of parts of the map so that it would be smaller and it would flow a lot better. Now, I don't know if my little cut right here would have been the best one, but I'm sure Infinity Ward could look at these maps and say, you know, this part of the map isn't really needed for 6v6. We need to shrink it just a little bit so that the map flows a lot better and it's not so big that you just have to run around and try and find people. Personally, I believe that the biggest maps in the game for 6v6 should be maps like Warhawk or Sovereign. There really shouldn't be any maps that are bigger than that for 6v6. Now for Ground War you can have some bigger maps And speaking of Ground War, I figured out that Kill Confirmed is not in Ground War. Like, what's with that? It's just TDM and Domination. I don't know why they didn't put Kill Confirmed in, but hopefully they add it in soon, because Kill Confirmed is great, and it would be cool to have it in Ground War, because they'll probably get an Xbox One soon. So that's all I have to say about Call of Duty Ghosts and making it a little more fast-paced. If there's something that you think that they should, add, change, remove, etc., leave it in the comments. I love reading your comments, so just keep the comments coming. And remember, everybody, Face Off. Let's make it happen. We gotta get the Face Off playlist in Call of Duty Ghosts. My last video is actually pretty similar to this video. It's about the patch that they just released and what I think could have been a better patch, or what they should have added to that patch. You can click the image on the screen and it'll take you right to that video. And the reason I don't have a video on the screen right now is, like I said, I have some computer problems where I lost a whole bunch of gameplay. So just bear with me here. I'm not very happy about it, but it'll be resolved very soon. So I hope you guys have an awesome day. See you later.